welcome back to the Sing Confidently Live Creatively podcast. Estelle here. I'm so excited that you are here this week. We are doing something a little bit different. I am going to be coming to you live every single day on this podcast with a new tip, a new sort of exercise some days to offer you as we go through a series I'm titling Breath Support Made Simple. And this is for singers who are struggling with doubting your voice. You doubt yourself when you go to sing because you feel like you're always running out of air. And so, if that is you and you're struggling with making sure that you have the right amount of air on high notes or holding out notes, or just in general, maybe you feel like you sound breathy, right? Something is off with the breath of it all and you don't really know where to start. I'm here for you. By the way, hi, my name's Estelle. I'm a singer, actor, and vocal coach here to help you build confidence as a singer and performer as well. Yeah, so that's what we're doing today. We're kind of like laying the groundwork, kind of like doing the basics. So today we're not going to go super in depth yet, but we are going to do an exercise today that's very important. And so make sure that you stay to the end. And each of these episodes will be pretty brief, but that's because I want to make sure that you're getting little bite-sized amounts of information that are actually going to help you to start to develop the kind of breath support that you need as a singer in order for you to be able to not run out of air anymore. And I want to also help you implement this. And so, if you haven't signed up already, I would love to invite you to the virtual group class that I'm hosting on June 8th. It's Monday, June 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern. And you guys, we're going to implement everything that we're talking about this week. So, the exercises that we're doing, the things that I'm going to be teaching you about how the breath actually works and how you can actually use it in your singing starting today, starting this week. We're going to implement it together. You can come with a song that you've been working on. For instance, if you tried the episode that I did a few episodes ago where I broke down the riff from Stateside, or if you saw me breaking down on TikTok how to sing Midnight Sun, I think I did an episode on here too, right? The how to hold out that note that Zara Larsson sings in Midnight Sun. And you tried any of those songs and you were having trouble with your breath, like because those both of them are long held phrases, right? Just different things happening. One is a riff, a really long run, right? And the other one is a long held note, but both of them require a huge amount of correct, what we would typically call breath support, or really it's breath management. It's really breath control. It's controlling how much air you are releasing and managing the amount of air that you're releasing at a time. We'll get into that. But if you want to work on that, you can work on that with me in this group class. It's a beautiful opportunity to work with a coach and to get that opportunity to get feedback on your singing without having to, be in a one-on-one lesson. That can feel kind of stressful if you've never done a one-on-one lesson. So there'll be other people in the group. You can also just come and listen. I will also be breaking down aspects of breath support too. So it's not just you singing. We'll do exercises together, but it's an opportunity for you to get coaching, and it's at a discounted rate than you doing an actual private lesson. Because if you're going to do a one-on-one lesson with me, it's going to be much more expensive than doing a group class. So there are so many wins all around. So if you want to implement anything that we're working on this week, I highly, highly just encourage you. And I really just want to invite you. Like, I want you to come. I want to make sure that I hope that it's podcast listeners who are in the class, like this virtual class. It'll be so fun if we have a bunch of Sing Confidently Live Creatively podcast listeners in the group singing together. Like, wouldn't that be so cool? And it's going to be a small group. We're going to keep it pretty small, so make sure that you go and grab your spot. You can go to creativelybyestelle.com/collective, creativelybyestelle.com/collective, spelled COLLECTIVE. And of course, the link is in the show notes as always, so you can click below, or you could always just go to my website, you'll find it, or DM me. Like, there's so many ways. Y'all are smart, you'll figure it out. But creativelybyestelle.com/collective, okay? That's where we're gonna implement everything that we're talking about this week. So today, I wanna share with you why this is important, what you're gonna learn today, I'm going to share why this is important. I'm going to share with you what the main thing you need to focus on when it comes to breath support, what you think is breath support, but what it really is that you need to focus on. I'm going to share that with you. And then we're going to do a quick exercise together to try out starting to focus on that one thing. And then the rest of the week, you're going to focus on what to do on the exhale specifically, first, more than the inhale. The inhale is pretty simple. I'll teach that to you tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be like breath support 101. It's super simple. The inhale, y'all don't need to worry so much about the diaphragm. You're overthinking that. I can tell you that right now. We'll talk about that tomorrow. And then from there, we'll go into what to do on the exhale, how you can then really focus on, because that's when you're singing, that's when you're exhaling, when you're releasing the air is when you're singing. So we'll focus on what you're actually doing on the exhale and how to make sure that you don't need that you're getting the right amount of air, of course, when you're breathing in, and then how you're holding out your long notes without running out of air. And then we're going to focus on also how to make sure that you're, saying longer notes without running out of air, and just in general, how to breathe like a singer. So what kind of things you need to make sure that are occurring when you're breathing in, breathing out as you're singing, specifically when it comes to auditions and performing on stage, what you need to focus on in order to overcome any nerves or anxiety that are going to come up, and how you can combat that so that you're not running out of air when you're singing in front of people, especially like if you've been practicing and you feel like you're doing pretty well, but then you sing in front of people and then you're running out of air. We're going to talk about how we can combat that. So it's going to be a full week, but short episodes of just like helpful tips that are going to help you with this whole big topic of breath support. And so for today though, I want you to know that what the main thing that we're going to need to focus on this week, and that I want you to start to think about, is focusing your breath. Okay. It's about focusing your breath. It's not about, oh, I need to take a bigger breath per se. Sometimes, yes, you do. Sometimes we're taking shallow breaths, for sure. We'll talk about that when we get into like performance, stress and performance anxiety. But so that is absolutely true, especially when you are auditioning or performing. We tend to take shallower breaths as, our sympathetic nervous system is activated. We are getting nervous, right? And so we're in fight or flight. That's bound to happen. However, it's not just about how much breath you're taking in. It's mostly, because you are a singer, it is about how you are using that breath. Because it is when you are exhaling, when you are starting to use the breath, that's when you're singing. And so it's about how you are focusing and managing that amount of breath, and how you can use your breath efficiently. So what I want you to focus on is focusing your breath. And the way you're going to think about that, this is my tip for you today, is to think about the buzz at the front of your mouth. Okay. A buzz at the front. This is very simplified, right? This is why we need time to implement this in a group class. This is why I want y'all to get into lessons, get into coaching, or get into the group class if that's where you're wanting to be. I do have in-person classes too. I have an in-person group class on June 10th as well, but I know a lot of y'all are not in North Carolina. But if you are in Graham, North Carolina, or near Burlington, North Carolina, you can also see that on the same spot in the website. But this is why the class is so important, because it's going to be hard this is a very simplified kind of approach, but it is very helpful. And of course, the series is breath support made simple. So I want to make sure that it feels very simple. Focus your sound by paying attention to the buzz at the front of your mouth. So what does this mean? We're going to do an exercise to help us to engage with this. When you are singing, when you've taken your breath in and you're going to start to use that breath, what happens often is that if we're singing a song, we tend to release all our air at once. And it's just kind of like releasing through, it's flowing out through our throat and our mouth. And we're not really thinking about how we're using it. We're just like, da, 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 we're just singing, but we're not actually thinking about, where is my breath going? And am I using it in the way that it needs to be used? Is it focused? Am I focusing my breath? Am I paying attention to how my breath, which is vibrating to create sound, is resonating in my mouth? And when you focus on how is it resonating in your mouth, AKA the buzz, where is it buzzing in my mouth? and you notice if it's more anterior or towards the front of your mouth, that's going to help you to create more of an efficient, focused sound and for you to use your breath more efficiently. Versus if it's kind of like, oh, in the back of your mouth, it's a little bit more back, a little bit more backspace, right? That can be a little bit less efficient, okay, for your breath. So I want you to think about filling the buzz at the front of your mouth. We're going to do this exercise to notice. Oops, that was really loud. And let me make sure y'all can hear me on here. Okay, so we're going to do this exercise. You can be down here or you can be up here. Up to you. We're going to be just starting with an ooh, just to feel the buzz. Ooh. Can you sing that with me? Ooh. Lower voices, you can sing down here. Ooh. As you're doing that, do you notice at the bottom you can feel more of a buzz, but at the top you might not feel as much, right? Ooh, you can feel it more at the bottom. I want you to now focus on keeping that breath at the front of your mouth and deliberately, intentionally feeling that buzz even on the top note, all the way through. Take a nice, easy breath in. Ooh. You might have to bring your lips together a little bit more. You might need to make sure that your tongue is relaxed, it's down at the bottom of your mouth, and it's not sticking up too much. Let's try it one more time. Ooh. Okay. Were you able to feel the buzz? All right. We are focusing our breath. This is what we're doing. We're just noticing, where is my breath right now? Versus if you think, this is what maybe we sometimes do, which is unfocused breath and not using our breath efficiently. Ooh. Right? Did you hear that? It sounded out of control. My vowel wasn't really pure. It was more of an right, versus an ooh. And also, I didn't have, it sounded airy, especially at the end. I didn't have as much power in my voice. My sound wasn't resonating because my breath was not focused. Therefore, I kind of lost the power at the end of the phrase. So if you find yourself running out of air, maybe you're not focusing your breath, okay? Let's do the full exercise now. And we're gonna really, really lean into the focused breath and that buzz at the front of your mouth with the full exercise, because the full one goes like this. Ooo-mimaymahmomoo. So we're saying Ooo-mimaymahmomoo. Okay? Mimaymahmomoo. Okay. Memorize that. Don't worry, we'll do it a bunch of times. You'll be fine. Okay, so the thing about the M is that when we say go ahead and do that. You can feel that buzz right around your lips, right? Your breath is, and your sound is resonating right at the front of your mouth so beautifully. Okay, and you're getting nice back pressure on your vocal folds, helping them close nice and cleanly, which we love, which is great for breath control, breath management, and making sure that you're releasing the right amount of air. You want your vocal folds to close all the way, not barely full closing or not enough closure. That's going to sound airy. You're going to be releasing way too much air, right? So we need that closure. So this is a great exercise for you focusing your breath, using your breath efficiently, and making sure you're not releasing too much air unnecessarily. We do this all the time, singers. We cannot be doing that if we want to really have control over our air usage, okay? All right, here we go. We're going to try this together. Lower singers, you're down here. Higher singers, you're up here. Pick your poison, pick your adventure. Here we go. Ooo-mimaymahmomoo. Good. Focus your breath. Ooo-mimaymahmomoo. Good. Feel the buzz. couple more. You got this. Ooo-mimaymahmomoo. Good. One more. Feel the buzz. Ooo-mimaymahmomoo. Very good. Now, whatever song you're working on, I want you to take that exercise, apply it to your song. Make sure that you are noticing, where is my breath? Is it resonating? Am I feeling the buzz at the front of my mouth? Am I using my breath? Am I focusing my breath when I'm singing this note? Okay. Tomorrow we're going to get more into like the actual fundamentals of breathing, breath support 101. What's actually happening when you inhale, when you exhale, and how can you make that more efficient? We'll get into that real quick tomorrow, and then we'll go from there. You guys, come and implement this with me. I want to support you. I really do. But you got to show up for yourselves, okay? So go to creativelybyestelle.com/collective. I really would love to see you there. You are able to do this. I want you to know that you can do this. You can do this. We can implement this together in a song that you're working on. And so you're invited to come to this virtual group class. Breath support made simple, finally, okay? We can do this together. creativelybyestelle.com/collective. Make sure you're subscribed wherever you're listening so that you don't miss the episode tomorrow. I'll be back every day this week. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode and to this show. I'm so in awe of you for being here and showing up for your creative gifts. That takes courage. Don't forget to join the Performing Arts community on Facebook for support and inspiration as you continue on your journey. If this episode helped or inspired you in any way, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts and share it with someone. It means so much. Thank you again, and don't forget to keep singing, acting, dancing, performing, and living creatively. Talk to you next time.